Hello, and welcome to the very first airing Tasogare Radio Show. I'm your host, Midday, and I would say that we have a great show for you tonight, but it is just me here. Now, I have notes, but this is the first time I'm doing something like this, and, well, anyway, this show is a chance for me to share music from games I love, and there's a line set up for you to call in and request tracks from games that you feel fit the theme as well. I'd love to hear from you. Tonight on the Tasogare Radio Show, I'm already pretty tired, so I'm leaning into the name and time, and we're doing video game songs to relax to. This will be a quiet set, no jump scares. I'm bringing you tracks from my personal collection of modern and older games, and since it's the first show, there's no way we'll get any requests. This is all my personal choice today. Coming up first, I've got some tracks from Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. This is the most energetic of the selection I've got for today, but when I started listening to music to fall asleep, this was my go-to soundtrack. I used it for years, so I've probably unironically heard the tracks from that game over 1,000 times. First off is Setting Forth. Have a listen. You're listening to the Tasogare Radio Show. I'm your host, Midday. If you're just tuning in, today we're listening to a selection of relaxing tunes to calm down. That last set was all from Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, a game and soundtrack which is quite dear to my heart. But also, I must add that I'm instantly more drowsy after listening to them, which is because that is how I fell asleep for years. I've heard it said that it's not so much music to tell you where you are, but when you are, and I think that expresses the ambiance of the whole soundtrack really well. Those songs were Setting Forth, the lovely track from the very first dungeon, The Midst of Sorrow's Gloom from the Mines, and New Beginnings from the second last map. Okay, so moving along into the next section, they said this needs to be a call-in show, but we're not going to be getting any calls today. They set up a voicemail and told me I need to check it, but yeah, it's the first show. No one would have already called in and left a message for us, or rather, me. I thought it was just for song requests, but I was just looking at the set notes again, and the way they have it described here is they want me to encourage people to, call in for advice, just to say hi. Wouldn't song requests be more normal? I don't know. Maybe I don't understand what this show is supposed to be. Let's check the messages. You have no new messages. As expected, yes, it's empty. Nothing in the mailbox. Seriously, I don't know what the point of that is. Do we even really expect anyone to listen to the first broadcast? They gave me this rough outline and put 10 minutes for calls. That is not going to happen in the first show, if it even ever does. And nowadays, shouldn't we be accepting that kind of stuff as comments on social media too? They said we're syndicating the episodes somewhere anyway. I'm going to tell them we need to take suggestions from comments too, not just the phone line. Let's just move on to the next batch of songs. I've got one more Final Fantasy track, then we're on to other games. Next up is Safe Haven. That was Safe Haven from Final Fantasy XV, followed by a beautiful reimagining of Just a Coffin and an Automaton from Atelier Aisha. Actually, I wanted to make sure to slide that song in because it's a particularly hard version to come by. I recently uploaded it to YouTube myself on an alt account after realizing I couldn't find it. Hopefully that makes it a little more accessible for people. And lastly, maybe it was a little darker in tone, but I'm a big Tales of fan and I couldn't go through the whole first broadcast without a single Tales of song. I adore that last track, but I actually don't have a name for it, so I'll tell you a story about it instead. I think I've told this story before, so if you've been following my other channels, you might know this one. Or maybe you would if anyone was listening, but I doubt anyone is, so I'll just. Right, a radio show. You're listening to the Tasogare Radio Show, and I'm your host, Midday. Anyway, so the moment I decided to buy the soundtrack to Zestiria was when I entered this one map, the Glavend Basin. When that last song from the set started playing, I knew I just had to have the soundtrack. So I got it, only to find out that song isn't even on the disc. I later read an interview with the person I'm pretty sure is the composer, and he said that sometimes he feels songs must be played in the context of where they were written for, and those kind of songs don't go on the soundtracks. So this might be heresy to the composer to have extracted. Sorry about that. Anyway, personally, I have named that song the Glavend Basin theme. I actually have another story about the music from Tales of Zestiria, but I'll save that for a later show because the song it's related to doesn't fit the theme for today. Relaxing tunes to set your mind to rest. Maybe it's just me, but I find it's really easy for music to be attached to memories. And we do have time, so let me tell you another story. There's a really dramatic song called Serenato by Calafina. I won't be playing it here, but every time it comes on my shuffle, I think of Farmville, because way back in the day when I got home from school and started my playlist, Serenato was the song that came on when I got to my dailies in Farmville. It's crazy how the brain works. Anyway, I don't have any callers to fill the time, so yeah, I'm just going to use it to share my thoughts like that. So, you, hypothetical listener, might be wondering what the whole purpose of this is then. Why am I doing this at all? Well, they told me I need to try to get my voice heard by a lot of people because, well, NDA. They said I can't name the company and I can't say the reason. What are the chances they don't even listen all the way through, though? Like, who listens to the radio nowadays? In the first place, my live streams reach more people, even at my size. They clearly want to target a different audience, but I'm a gamer at heart, so what exactly did they think I was going to do when they asked me to share music? Really, this is kind of a weird thing, isn't it? Should I hide secrets in the middle of a radio show no one listened to? Maybe I'll call this a test to see if they're even checking the whole thing. Uh, Hi, Sean. Let me know if you hear this. How about you leave a message on the machine if you do? Then we'll have something to check next time. Anyway, let's move on to the next set of relaxing tunes. I debated a little what direction to go here, but I've picked a couple songs from the Xenoblade Chronicles series. I remember hearing someone review the music say they really wrote like it was the last music they would ever write in their life, and it shows. I agree. We're starting with Elysium in the Blue Sky from Chronicles 2. You're listening to the Tasogare Radio Show, and I'm your host, Midday. Do I have to say that every time we get back? I mean, that's what it says on the outline, but it feels a little forced. I haven't listened to the radio in forever anyway. Is that what it's like? Whatever. Those songs were Elysium in the Blue Sky from the second Xenoblade Chronicles game, and then the title screen theme and Arithia Sea from the third. Originally, I wanted to include the night version of Shiro no Tairiku, the White Continent, but I felt like it had a bit too much energy for this late in the show. But may I add that the names of the tracks from Xenoblade X are a bit of a challenge? I can't find an official English name, but the spelling of Shiro no Tairiku is actually 46-RI9, which does make more sense if you know some Japanese. But still. And we are almost done for the day, so I thought I'd take a moment here to explain the name of the show. Tasogare is the Japanese word for dusk or twilight, the time of day when it becomes harder to see. The last of the light, when you can't make out faces, which leads me to the origin of the word itself. The question, who are you? Which is a great question. Lately, I'm not even sure who I am. Don't think too much about that. Thanks for listening in today, and we don't have a set schedule yet, but I hope at least someone will join me next time. I don't really know what I'm going to pick for the theme yet, so I guess if you want to call and leave a message, just tell me your favorite piece of music from a video game and why, and I'll see if it fits. I've been your host, Midday, and this has been the Tasogare Radio Show. I just have a little more time to fill here, so I've picked one more song. This time from the giant Genshin Impact. This song plays in the Orthant of Souls in Fontaine. This is Veiled in Shadows from Pelagic Primavality. Thanks for listening.